Hello, I'm Simon Whistler. You're watching the Today I Found Our YouTube channel, and in the video today we're looking at where gypsies originally come from. They do not have a homeland or a shared national identity. They are a people who are scattered across the globe and whose origins have always been shrouded in myth and mystery, among other reasons because they have kept no written records of their early history. Many saw them, and continue to do so in many cases, as dirty, thieving, and undesirable, others as artistic, romantic, and carefree. In France, they are referred to as gitans, in Spain they are called gitanos, and in Germany, zigeuner. There are an estimated 12 million Romani, better known as gypsies, living worldwide. Most of them, 8 to 10 million, live in Europe, making them the continent's largest ethnic minority group. So, where did they come from? A recent genetic analysis of 13 European gypsy groups confirms that their ancestors, for reasons not perfectly clear, left India in a single emigration wave some 1,500 or so years ago. There were already some linguistic studies that gave clues pointing to India, and genetic studies too, though without being precise about where or when, explained David Comas, leader of the research group that made the discovery. So the legend that the gypsies hailed from Egypt, which may be simply due to their dark colouring or from tall tales they themselves spread to gullible Europeans, was proven false. Some purport this belief may have been the origin of the name gypsy from the Middle English gypsian, which was short for Egyptian. The gypsies, through their quick wits, penchant for giving themselves fake dukedoms, and/or claiming to be on bogus pilgrimages, managed to gain the protection of kings and popes as they made their way through Europe. After all, no good Christian was going to turn away a traveller with a title or a letter from the Holy Father. The fact that these were fake is neither here nor there. By the 1400s, the gypsies were living throughout France, Germany, Italy, and Hungary. As to what the peoples of the regions the gypsies travelled to initially thought of them, in the first documented account of the gypsies, via a 14th century Irish monk, Simon Semionis, the good minister thought they must be the true descendants of Cain. All too quickly, that sort of sentiment would spread, as curiosity turned to contempt. The gypsies would set up camp just outside the towns, and among other things, the men worked as horse traders and metal workers, while the women told fortunes. The problem was that they also depended on the generosity of the local people. When they felt said generosity was insufficient, they would even the score by helping themselves. They gained an often justified reputation as pickpockets and thieves. Many gypsies were arrested for theft, and some were even executed for their crimes. Spain became the first country to issue an edict against the gypsies in 1490, prohibiting their dress, language, and customs in an effort to forcibly assimilate them, but it only made them keep a lower profile. France and England enacted expulsion orders in the 1530s, and countries in Central Europe forced the gypsies into slavery, leaving them no choice but to continue their nomadic existence. In the 20th century, the gypsies faced a much more sinister foe than medieval villagers in the form of Adolf Hitler and the Nazis, who decided that all gypsies must be exterminated. They were accused of many crimes that the Jews were also blamed for, including such things as child abduction and cannibalism. During the war, besides being occasionally rounded up, they were also often simply killed on sight. When World War II was over, an estimated 500,000 to 1.5 million gypsies had perished at the hands of the Nazis. Even after facing the horror of the Nazi death camps, the gypsies continued to be marginalized in post-war Europe and still have to deal with discrimination, exclusion, and isolation to this day. European gypsies are often forced to live in ramshackle settlements and are denied adequate medical care and employment opportunities due to their ethnicity in many regions. Partly because of this, the average gypsy lifespan is 10 to 15 years shorter than the overall European average. Robert Cushion of the European Roma Rights Centre in Hungary explains how serious the discrimination against gypsies in Europe really is. They suffer from forced evictions and have been targeted recently in both France and Italy, and it seems that in some places, like Romania and Bulgaria, the laws applying to free movement within the European Union don't quite apply to them in the same way they apply to other people. His group is reaching out to the European Union to bypass any governments that disregard EU rulings regarding the treatment of gypsies so that the policies protecting them can be enforced. The United Nations and other international organizations have also begun putting pressure on the offending nations to rescind their exclusionary policies and allow gypsies equal rights. The gypsies themselves have formed the Roma National Congress to advocate for change and represent their interests. So I really hope you found that video interesting. If you did, please do hit that thumbs up button below and don't forget to subscribe. Also, over there on the right, a couple of other videos that you might enjoy if you enjoyed this one, and thank you for watching.